Welcome to Harburn Double O, or indeed, welcome to Harburn Double O. Before I move on to the wiring up of this Mosfet with the ESP32 board, we worked on strapping pins. Now, thanks to the member who pointed me in the right direction in these comments, I posted a little bit of help on this. And basically, the ESP32 has got 6 strapping pins. And I need to read it off the paper here. It's GPO 0, 2, 4, 5, 12 and 15. Basically, this has got built-in internal pull-up or pull-down resistors, and if you try and fire it up with in the opposite state, it'll not boot. So certainly avoid those pins when you're doing your stuff for Rocrail. And thanks to Arnold from Australia. I did show the last video about the mapping. I'll show again this video how to map and avoid these pins that are quite sensitive to the boot up sequence. Certainly pin GPO 0 is one I was having a problem with this Mosfet. So I'll take over the computer first and I'll show you the wiring diagram, how I wire this free node board to the ESP32, and I'll also show you how this wires up as well to external equipment. So for this one, I'm using the ESP32 pin 4, which is going to be address 2. No, it makes sense, folks, for reasons. I'll also take you across to show you the mapping again, just to refresh your memory, the actual change in the mapping from the strapping pins. That goes through a 270 ohm resistor, just the purpose of protecting the ESP32, and that goes into the signal of Mosfet. You also got a 5 volts power supply and a ground for a Mosfet. Before anything else, we'll take you across to Rockrail. I'll just get a little reminder of the I/O mapping, thanks to 2 members, Andrew and what's the next problem? Quite a good name, yeah, she's got. So in Rockrail, if you go to WIO, up it comes, select that there, and you go to mapping. And then again, because this pin here is we call it a strapping pin, it's not a good idea to have it set for use with Rockrail. So I suggest moving that to another pin. Same again, pins you don't want to use is GPO 0, GPO 2, GPO 4, GPO 5, 12 and 15 ones you don't want to use. And you see here, I've got quite a few of these pins marked in it, so I need to get them out, remap them, as I say. So let's go over the workbench and I'll wire up the Mosfet and let you see how that works as well. This is the little Mosfet module here, folks. The input, you've got your SIGs, the signal from the ESP32, VCC is your plus voltage, and this likes 5 volts, and your ground could be any ground. This is your output side. You've got your V plus and V in and V minus and ground. Now, if I put the meter across here in continuity mode, the ground is not connected now, as not connected, but the V plus and the V in is connected. So basically you're switching the ground to make the Mosfet work, or the Mosfet to work the device you're trying to program or try to make go live your input or output. So you don't have to bother with the V in and the V plus, because they're connected together. All you do is connect this to the ESP32 and the ground to the ground. So start off with the ground. Now, on the FreeNov board, the black line either side is ground, the red line is your 3.3 volts, 5 volts you say, and the yellow is your signal. So Connect the ground to anyone you like. Connect the V plus to the 5 volt line, the 3 nov, and connect the signal to a pin you're using. Now I'm going to use pin 4, and I've marked it as address number 2 in Rockrail. So go across the Rockrail line, what you'll see, the little light will come on. There it is there. That's it again. With the meter and continuity again. Now the ground and the minus is connected. So that gives you your switch for your modules. So if you're using input or output there, that'd be the pins you use for it. So I'll quickly set up the SD2 from Rocrail again and show you doing a practical merg kit switching as well. Just take the ground from this board into the ground. And that pin, so I'm just basically switching the ground on the board. So again, if I click it on Rockrail to turn it on and off, you can see it makes the signals change from green to red. So that's the end for this series on the ESP32 for the moment, as I haven't got a clue what to do next with it. I hope you enjoyed this little series I've done on the ESP32, WIO and Rockrail. So just thanks for your time, folks there. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe and a comment or even an idea for the next video. Cheers.